Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Ultimate Review. Today I have with me the Sony XB100, their latest launch in the series of ultra portable Bluetooth speakers. And I have been using this for some time and I have my verdict ready and I'm going to give you that. And as always, it's going to be unbiased and brutally honest. So one thing I just want to make it very clear right off the bat, and that is Sony speakers like JBL speakers and some other very renowned brands, these are quite pricey for what they offer. So this cost me 4,990 rupees, so like 5,000 rupees. And you guys know that there are a host of affordable Bluetooth speakers out there with much higher specifications that cost less than half. But ultimately, when you're buying a Bluetooth speaker, apart from budget, the main thing you're looking forward to is its audio quality. So if it has excellent audio quality, you wouldn't mind shelling out a bit more cash and getting that. But if it sounds bad, then it's just a really poor investment. So that is where I come in. So before you make your purchase decision, it's my job to give you the honest feedback so that you guys can make an informed decision and get your money's worth. So that's what I'm going to give you. As always, if you do enjoy watching my videos and like the quality that I maintain, please remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, share this video with your friends and family, whoever needs to see this. And whatever speakers I mention in this episode, if you decide to pick up any of them, please make sure to use the links of those speakers given in the description below to make your purchase. That way you will be helping me run this channel and I can produce more such helpful and high quality content just for you guys. Alright, so with that said, let's begin. Now inside the box you get some paperwork, the USB-C to USB-A charging cable, and of course the XB100 speaker itself that comes attached with its carrying strap. Now in terms of specs, Sony doesn't mention exactly what RMS the XB100 is able to produce, so it's just a guesswork. Whether it's 10 watts or 5 watts, we'll never know, and I've gone through a lot of their fine print. They don't mention it anywhere. Now apart from that, it has IP67 water and dust resistance. They say it gives you continuous playback of 16 hours on a full charge, but that is at volume level 36, and at maximum volume, which is volume level 50, you can get a maximum of 5 hours. But that is on the higher end. Those are lab tests, not real life tests. So in real life, you can expect to get around 4 to 4.5 hours at max volume at best. And of course, you can also pair this with a number of other XB100s and get stereo playback if that's what you want. And of course, the XB100 also has inbuilt microphone, so yes, you can answer your calls on this. And the quality of the microphone is surprisingly good, so even when you're 1 feet away from the speaker, your voice is clearly heard on the other side. And I've taken feedback and people couldn't make out whether I was speaking from a Bluetooth speaker or my mobile phone itself. So that's a good thing. Now in terms of the build quality, well, as we've come to learn with Sony products, or if you don't know, well, they don't compromise with the quality. So the finish is really nice. It feels really compact and dense in the hand. It's got a very smooth matte texture, which is grippy, but it just feels really nice to the touch. And you've got a metal mesh grill up top that protects the speaker driver inside, and it blends beautifully with the edges. So it's really uncompromised build quality. It's got the embossed Sony logo on the side as usual, and as you've come to see with their other XB series portable speakers, they've got the usual host of buttons. So the power button, the Bluetooth pairing button, then you have the play pause button, and you have your volume rockers, and beside that there is a flap that protects the USB-C charging port. Now at the bottom you have these ports which lets the air out because it's a downward firing radiator, so that is where the bass emanates from and it pushes out the air. And I've tried it out on a couple of surfaces, and even when the bass hits, there is not much movement, so it doesn't jump about, and so it stays in one place. Alright, so now I'm going to give you my verdict on the audio quality, and at the end of the episode you're going to get this sound test. So I'm going to play 2 tracks at max volume from the speaker, and I'll throw in another speaker just for comparison, and you guys will be the judge. Alright, so now if you are used to watching my videos, you know I don't just say it's good sound or bad sound. I go into detail and I judge speakers based on how they can produce the three major frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs or the treble, where the sharp sounding instruments are, the mids, where the vocals are, and the lows or the bass. Okay, now starting off with the higher frequencies, well, the highs sound very sweet. They are clearly audible and they do not interfere with the mid frequencies. So the mid frequencies don't overpower the highs, and the highs also have absolutely no sibilance, and there is also no crackling or distortion at max volume. Now coming to the mid frequencies or the vocals, again, the vocals maintained its separate lane, didn't get muffled by the bass, didn't get overpowered by the bass. They were clearly audible. And the voice sounded very natural, no hollowness, no artificial sharpening whatsoever. I would have preferred just a bit more depth in the vocals. And this could be subjective, it could be me, but that would have made it sound a bit more rich. There is no distortion. Don't really have any complaints regarding the quality of the vocals, just that I would have wanted a bit more richness, a bit more depth to make it sound overall more energetic. And finally we come to the low end or the bass. Now while it does have bass, but it is very, very weak. It's not the kind of bass that you get from the larger party speakers that Sony produces. Now obviously that is a very silly comparison, but if you come to expect any sort of thumping bass from the XB100, you'd be very, very disappointed, because it doesn't really satisfy your the bass response that you would want, especially from a Sony speaker that promises extra bass. So I'm guessing the XB stands for extra bass in their XB series, but I've always found that to be lacking. So the highs, very nice, very sweet, no distortion, sounds very, very good. The mids sound without any problem, just that in my opinion I would have wanted a bit more richness, but no distortion and has a very clean rendition. And yes, the bass is lacking. But here comes the worst part about the Sony XB100, and this could be a deal breaker, because it is a deal breaker for me, and that is its pathetic volume. So when I first got this, unboxed it and paired it with my phone, I immediately maxed out the volume from the speaker itself using the physical keys here. I maxed out the volume from my phone, and then I played a number of tracks, hundreds of tracks. And all the while, I thought that the volume was at best or at max at 50%. That is how low the volume is. So I again unpaired it, paired this again, but it's the same result. The volume is so low that you literally feel like it's a 5-watt speaker. So, I mean, that is really shocking, because having such good quality highs, such good quality mids, and yes, the bass is lacking, but what good is all that if the main thing, the volume, is so depressingly low? So, I mean, it absolutely ruins the entire experience. And if you don't believe me, you're going to listen to the sound test. So, you're going to first listen to the XB100, and you're really going to love it, because the audio quality in terms of the highs and the mids are really good, and I really can't complain about that. But then I'm going to compare it to another speaker. It's the Portronics Sound Drum P, which right now is retailing for 2,099 rupees versus a 5,000 rupees speaker. So more than double the price. And let me just tell you right away, the Portronics Sound Drum P absolutely demolishes the Sony XB100. Now, if you go into the nuances, I would say that the quality of the highs are better on the Sony. Even the mids, the vocals sound of higher quality, but the overall experience with volume and bass, it's absolutely crushed by the Portronics Sound Drum P. And don't get me wrong, I'm not promoting Portronics. I even compared this to the boAt Stone 352, and I'll probably throw in a sound sample of that as well, playing the same track, mind you, and you'll be the judge in terms of the sheer volume. So while the boAt Stone 352 was the weakest amongst the three, in my humble opinion, and because I want you guys to save your hard-earned money and spend it on something worthwhile, I would say you guys get the Portronics Sound Drum P. Get 2 of those, which will still cost you less than 1 unit of the Sony XB100, and you can get true wireless stereo, and that's going to be a far, far superior experience than getting this. Because, and I sincerely hope that it is a faulty unit that I can get replaced, and if it does get replaced and I get another one, and if that fixes the volume issue, I will definitely do a follow-up video. But till then, I cannot recommend that you guys buy this for 5,000 rupees. So guys, that's been the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you find this helpful. If you did, like I said, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please share this video with your friends and family, whoever is contemplating on buying the XB100. It's a new launch and people are going to rush to buy it. So yeah, they should see this before they do that. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by right now. Enjoy the sound test and hit me up in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. And as always, I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.